Maybe position the camera to where I can show it, but okay, never mind. I can't believe I have to make this video, but our timelines are shifting, and apparently, well, this is ours, and this will be ours. Something like this. So, let's just say this. There are two ways this could happen. I'm going to showcase way number one. Warner Bros. Exists in this and this, but not this and this and this. And this and this are the final timelines. So apparently, Disney has decided to use the cornerstone or the panderstone to merge. Let's just call this Ninzondo, Nintundo, and wait, no, that's wrong. Ninzondo, Nintendo, and Nintundo. Nintundo, Ninzondo, and Nintendo. Those are my code names for each timeline. I'm saying it right there and then because this is a warning. This has Mario, Zelda, Kirby, and Adventure, so does this. But this will have it eventually because members from this and this will have them here. Now, just like yesterday, they're going to use the cornerstone to merge this. Let's get these out of the way into this. And this will be the Nintundo timeline, and Zondo members will be here. It's Nintendo. Now, they're going to merge this, and eventually, this is my big fat warning, it will be the Nintendo timeline with Sony adopting the Rememberers of the Nintendo timeline with Nintendo Rememberers being adopted by Sony and Nintendo Rememberers being adopted by Disney. Well, not Zondo. Ninzondo Remembers adopted by Disney. Nintendo Remembers adopted by Sony. And Tundo gets bought out by Microsoft. That is one way. And also Warner Bros. Won't exist in the Nintendo timeline. So there's that. Now, if this does take place, I need a pen. Apparently, for shift 2025 if 2028. That's one option. So apparently, we are not mentioning the others. We will mention those in the more extended one. This is the first one. And there's going to be a first sip in 2025 or buy in or buy. So it could happen anytime between now and the end of the year still, but it could also happen in 2025. And second in 2028. Here's the second scenario of events. Are you ready? This is going to be even more disturbing if you think about it. So the more disturbing timeline of events goes as follows. So Nintendo and Nintendo. Okay, let's say that this is Nintendo and this is Nintendo and this is It's Nintendo and this is Ninzondo and this is Nintendo. Merge and this. Apparently, this is the first time I've been seeing and witnessing timelines merge since between 2005 and 2007. Now, this timeline of event happens with if in the same timeline all in 2028. I'll just stitch that up so that way you can look different. So, timeline of events 2. This is the worst case scenario. Timeimonium. And 2-shift version is also Timeimonium. So there's Timeimonium 2-shift version and Timeimonium multi-shift version. So there's a multi-shift version and a 2-shift version for Timeimonium. How do I know about this? I've been sensing it. Like, you have to be a genius to sense it. You have to be intellect to sense this, and you have to have Jack. You have to have the same powers Jack from yesterday had. So Jack from yesterday apparently he wasn't a genius, so he couldn't sense it. And he didn't have the powers to preserve the things in his that were from his timeline, like I did. But he did have the power to remember. So, just to let you know, if there are any remembrance groups from both timelines that are shifting into the main timeline, whether your games are good or bad, I'm going to warn you about one thing. It's happening. Best case scenario, Timeimonium happens with the 2-shift version with 2025 or by 2025 and 2028 happening. And the worst case scenario is Timeimonium gets the multi-shift. Now, Southwark may make a parody of me saying this through panderstone if the 2-shift version comes about. But let me warn you about one thing, right? This ain't gonna be pretty. I'm warning you of this ahead of time. Now, let me cover what's from our timeline. I don't know about their timeline, because apparently in their timeline there's just this Nintendo thing, not Ninzondo thing, with it being worse, way worse, the complete opposite of the Nintendo properties. With the properties not being that many good games, but it will still have good stories to them, kind of like ours do. That could be used for movie potential, which is probably why Disney still is going to adopt them and make them part of their family. But yeah, I've always lived in the in-between timeline, which is merging with the Ninzondo timeline before it merges into theirs. And I could prove this because I experienced this before. When I was a young toddler, or kid. Actually, I don't think I was even a toddler. I was just a kid. I was a kid, apparently, before